The Way Back was directed by Gavin O'Connor and has Ben Affleck as the lead actor. In the film, Ben Affleck plays a former high school basketball star who was offered a job to coach the team in present day, a team that is pretty terrible, but while coaching, he struggles to balance the sport of basketball and his alcohol problems. Last week, I reviewed the movie Warrior, which was also directed by Gavin O'Connor, and it is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I could not wait to see The Way Back, which is another Gavin O'Connor movie, one that I could not wait for because of my love for films like The Accountant, Warrior, and Miracle. Plus, having Ben Affleck starring in another Gavin O'Connor movie made me super excited, and I'm very happy to say that The Way Back is another pretty darn good Gavin O'Connor movie. I have compared The Way Back to films like Coach Carter and Manchester by the Sea. Coach Carter deals with a basketball team that's not very good and a new coach is brought in to help the team get a lot better. And Manchester by the Sea focuses on a man who is going through a very difficult part of his life after dealing with something very traumatizing earlier on. The Way Back feels very reminiscent of both of those films, but also a big part of why this movie is so good is because of Ben Affleck, who might just give his best performance of his career. Ben Affleck transforms into a completely different person in this film. This is unlike anything else you've ever seen him do before, so I thought he might have been the very best part of this entire movie, plus the rest of the cast I thought was great in the film. There really was not a single average performance in the movie. Everyone, for the most part, was very good. It also would not be a Gavin O'Connor film if there weren't some emotional scenes, and of course, there are a couple of highs, a couple of lows that we see our main character go through, and at times, this movie does hit you very hard. The Way Back is a good blend of a basketball film and a character study, and it excels in both categories. Most movies that have two different elements to it as their main elements usually don't excel in either, but this movie has a good balance of both. And I even liked how this movie was different than other sports films I've seen in the past. There was some ambiguity in this movie, and a lot of sports films don't do that, but this movie did, which was gutsy, but I like that decision. But is The Way Back a home run? No, it's not nearly as good as Warrior or even Miracle, but this is still a very solid Gavin O'Connor film that has an excellent performance by Ben Affleck in the heart. Obviously, though, being a sports movie, there is some inevitable predictability in the film. You can kind of see where the movie is going from point 1 to point 2 to point 3. This movie doesn't necessarily pull any surprises on you. You pretty much know where the film is going until a certain point. And at a certain point, you think, that was nice, it's over. And then the movie keeps going and it goes in an unexpected route, which was very nice and satisfying to see on the screen for a sports film. But again, it is predictable here and there being a sports movie, and at the same time, while this movie tries balancing two different things, a character study about somebody who is an alcoholic and a sports movie, it doesn't always do either thing great. It's always good for the most part when focusing on those two separate elements, but it's never great for either element. And that's why I think the films Coach Carter and Manchester by the Sea are better films than this movie, because they do solely focus on one thing, but they do such a great job in solely focusing on that one thing. It is very hard to balance two separate elements in one film, and that's why this movie is never great being just a basketball movie or being just a great character study film. It never goes above and beyond in either one of those two things. But it is good when it's a sports movie and when it's a character study movie, plus, like I said, Ben Affleck is oh so good in the movie. Another solid Gavin O'Connor film. I'm giving The Way Back a 76%. Again, another good Gavin O'Connor movie. This man deserves a lot more credit than he's given. It's not as good as Miracle, of course. That movie is a lot better. But The Way Back is still good for what it is, and I do think you guys should go see it, especially because we don't usually get many sports movies nowadays. So if you love the sport of basketball, you should go see The Way Back. Alright, for those of you who also happen to see The Way Back in the past week, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are of it. Not sure what I'm reviewing next under the current circumstances, but we shall see. It should be fun if I can draw something up, but who knows for right now? I don't know. Anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.